Hey, I'm Yvonne. Welcome to my portfolio tour. Over the next few minutes, I'll show you my portfolio, my favorite work, a book cover I designed for Penguin Award, the thinking behind how I built the site, a tiny shop, and a bit about me. Starting off, the opening photo is one of my favorite sketches. I also designed a cute little logo that says my name, Yvonne Lim. This black and white sketch portrays the weathered facade of an old building, detailed with expressive cross-hatching and texture lines. Cracks and worn textures across the wall suggest decay and the passage of time, giving the drawing a more nostalgic vibe. Up on the top left, you can see the sections on this side, my work, Murder Most Unladylike. As my featured project, Research Shop and About Me. I'll start with my work so you can get a feel of my styles and theme. This page is a snapshot of what I do. It's simple on purpose. You can jump into photography, sculpture, paintings, and a series I call Simplicity. Each segment opens to a new page. In photography, I'm drawn to places with a little grit, old buildings, odd corners, and spaces that feel lived in. I like the tension between where order meets a bit of chaos. The goal is to keep the frame calm even when the subject is messy. My work tends to be observational and rooted in the everyday textures of urban life, focusing on the overlooked details of the city, resting horses, clustered chairs, bicycle overtaken by plants, cages on balconies, or peeling posters, and reveal their quiet narratives rather than polished or stage compositions. My images show the nature and imperfections and realness of our everyday lives. For sculptures, I explore form and texture, created a sculpture of a deer skull. The process of paper mache is slow and time-consuming. Shredded newspaper soaked and blended into pulp, then pressed and dried into sheets. I have several images as reference guiding the structure and proportions. Then the pulp is molded over a base formed and gradually shaped into a skull. The rough surface of the material gives the final piece a raw and organic quality. In paintings, most of my paintings are done in watercolor, ball pen, and acrylic. Through them, I try to capture animals, flowers, city corners, and everyday moments that might seem ordinary at first glance. I enjoy working between details. My watercolor pieces often feel light and layered, while my acrylic work let me be more bold, textures, and expressive. What I value most is how paintings allow me to pause and look closer. I find meaning in small overlooked things, and my work is my way of sharing that perspective with others. And finally, simplicity. In this project, I explored how to reduce an object to its simplest form. I chose the Chinese family reunion dinner, 团圆, one of the most important traditions in my culture, and detailed it step by step from a detailed drawing of people gathered around the table to abstract sketches, and finally just a few circles. Even in this minimal form, this image still reads. For me, it became a playful yet minimal study on how visual minimalism can preserve meanings, even when the details is stripped away. Now I'll talk about my feature project, Murder Most Unladylike. This is my highlight project, a cover design responding to the Penguin Cover Design Award brief for Murder Most Unladylike by Robin Stevens. The story is middle grade two school girls, Hazel Wong and Daisy Wells, set up a secret detective club, stumble on a teacher's body that then disappears, and have to prove a murder happened. It's friendship, clues, and guts in the boarding school world. Influence. I grew up on manga and detective stories. For this cover, I wanted a dark, elegant manga feel, such as delicate lines, a touch of eerie atmosphere, but still welcoming for younger readers. I will approach it like a bridge between those moody visual languages and classic mystery vibes. My first sketches uses the obvious symbols, two girls, a lamp, and a door that leads to mystery. Super classic detective shorthand. But I wasn't sure where to place the characters or how to place the title, series logo, other name, and background. I tried with different versions and finally came up with something I'm satisfied with. For the background, I designed a repeating wallpaper pattern that literally spells why, when, and how using handwritten elements. It's meant to sit in the background like a quiet clue. It sets the mood and theme of the cover. The most important part of this project was designing the two main characters. I naturally chose to dress them in folded skirts, reflecting both the boarding school setting and the manga-inspired aesthetics. To visually represent the detective theme, one girl holds a lamp while the other one hovers around a mysterious half-open door. I chose to express the themes of curiosity and suspense through body language and gestures. This approach felt more natural and atmospheric. For the front cover, I set the girls in a corridor, catching something behind a half-open door. That's where the suspense lives. For the back, I used a magnifying glass and placed the text inside of it, keeping the theme consistent without crowding the front. I tested different colors, different color theme to make it mysterious, but still middle grade friendly. Then I added the title, author, and all of the rest of required marks. For the final design of my Murder Most Unladylike cover, I've integrated all the required elements. The front shows two main characters discovering something behind a half-open door in a dim hallway, meant to spark suspense and curiosity. On the back, a large magnifying glass frames the text, keeping theme consistent without crowding. Overall, it reflects my manga-inspired style while meeting Penguin brief requirements, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. While building this site, I did a small research of artists and studio I like, and then turned that into rules for my own site. wayfinding from the Moomin side, I kept the idea of the calm image first layout, short narrative, breathing rooms, and pages that open like little stories. From Jane Julian, a reminder that friendly headings and clean hierarchy can carry a whole site. Atmosphere and pacing, Moonlight Studio and Worry lines nudge me towards thumbnails that hint at story with subtleness, and a scrolling experience that feels gentle. So you want to wonder, not rush. When identity simple path Ficton 9 and Cheaper Art showed me how to stay consistent without getting stiff, repeatable image ratios, and clear paths to the two things visitors want the most: to see work and to contact or buy. For that research, I kept my theme simple and cozy, giving viewers more space to wander around my site. I also have a tiny shop with my designs on a few small items, all related to my Murder Most Unladylike series. There are hoodies in yellow, red, and gray, tote bags in two designs, and a small book featuring my cover design. Here's a little about me. I'm an art student based in Taipei, working across illustration, stop motion, collage, and visual storytelling. I'm drawn to quiet, simple, symbolic imagery and soft textures. If you like to collaborate, this is a contact form on this page. Thanks for checking out my portfolio. I hope you enjoy my design and projects. If you have any questions or just want to say hi, feel free to contact me here or send me an email.